Yeah, we will see into the BI objects in the system, and after that we will see how to create the procedures in the demand planning. And these are the important T codes in the BI side. One is the RSA1. This is the administrate workbench for the BW. Like APO, we have the inbuilt BW system also. So this is the, in RSA1 we can see all the BI objects. Like a BI object means nothing but like a info objects, info provider or info cubes, data source systems, like everything we can see at one screen. That is like a BI admin workbench, and the T code is RSA1. RSA1. And here first you can see the info objects. Like when we have started our project, like when we have started the configuration, the demand planning in the MPAS, we have created the, like we have assigned the characteristics, and in the planning area we have selected the key figures. So whatever those characteristics and those key figures we can call as a info objects in the BI terminology. Characteristics and the key figure is nothing but like a info objects in the BI. So there what we did, like we have selected whatever the available in the system, like 9 AM Matnar, 9 AM Lokno, all those things. Say for example, if you want to create your own characteristic, or if you want to create your own key figure, then how we need to create it. So this is the info area. Under the info area we have to create the info objects like a characteristics and key figures. So now I will create a characteristic. Right click here, right click on the info area and go to the create info object category.
Can you consider this as master data?
What's on this?
Can we consider this as master data?
Yeah, actually master data in the DP nothing but like a CVCs, characteristic value combination. These are like a just master data objects. And I will give the name is a VAPO one text. VAPO1 text. And if you want to copy from the other info object, we can copy it. And you want to create a characteristic or key figure. So I want to create a characteristic. If you want to, by reference, any characteristic you want to copy, you can select it and go to the create. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Actually, this we are creating as a catalog. Like a catalog means like under the catalog we can put the info object. So like I will directly create the info object only. Catalog is already there, so we will create the direct info object. Right click here, create info object. I will give as a VAPO1 underscore thing, the APO1 tail. And if you want to reference by any characteristic, refer it, otherwise directly you can select it. So when you open the MPass, we have seen some characteristics started with 0 and some characteristics started with 9. That time we have discussed which are started with 0A, those are the BW characteristics. Which are started with 9A, those are the APO characteristics. Like that, when you are creating the characteristic, it will ask you, do you want to create for BW or APO? So we want to create for APO. Double click on the APO, so that it will be the APO characteristic. And here you can maintain the short description for this characteristic. And what is the data type? Is it like with the number, numeric, or date, or time, or normal characteristic? And the length of the characteristic, how much you want to give the length, for example, product, PRODUCT, 7 digits, like that. How many digits you want to give? So that we can maintain here.
And we can have the data later once we set it.
What's on this?
Can we change the length or length, at least the length and other data once we save?
Normally I think initially we have to define these things. I don't think so.
So we can't change.
Yeah, I think so. We cannot change. Yeah. And this is a Bex Business Explorer, nothing but like a reporting, how it will be impacting to the reporting and how it should be showing to the reporting. And master data text here, if you want to maintain the medium and the long text, you can maintain the medium and long text. And the hierarchy and attribute, and in the attributes we can maintain the navigation attributes. Like in the MPass we have discussed we can create a navigation attribute for the characteristics. Like for example, product is there, product type we can create for a promotional product or non-promotional product. Like that, navigation attributes we can maintain it here. Like once you have created this one, we need to activate. So local object. So now we can see we have created another characteristic here. The same thing we can create a key figure also. Just right click, create an info object, APO1 TK key figure, APO1 T and APO, and we will give a short description. And the key figure you want to for quantity or amount or number or date, like that. And if it is a fixed currency you want to give, you can give the fixed currency. And the data type currency or floating point number. And if you want to maintain the unit of measure, we can maintain the unit of measure also. And aggregation and the additional property. Once you have created, this is also we can activate. Unit of measure we can give as a number we will take. We can activate it. So this is activated now. Like that we can create a characteristics and a key figure.
And then like what scenario will we create characteristics and key figures again? If we don't have the same values in APO which are there in ECC? Or?
Normally, beginning of the project we have to create the key figures and characteristics. And like
if company has like new fields which are not available in the system, we create them.
No, like yeah, beginning of the project, like when implementation time, we will define our own characteristics and own key figures.
Okay.
Once project is live, normally we will not add any characteristics additionally, but there is a chance like to add a new key figure.
Okay.
So that time we need to create a key figure here. Otherwise, only implementation time only we have to create the characteristics and key figures. Once it is live, normally they will not add any characteristic, but there is a chance to add a key figure.
Yeah.
And this is the source system. Like we can see what are the source systems are there in the like in the project. Like for this particular application, like a SAP R3 we have connected with the R3 system. This is the R3 system. And in the BI we have the BI and the APO. And other than that we can like give the source system as a file. Like from any file also we can get a data. And data source, we will create a data source in APO. And if you go to the info provider, here you can see the data flow. Go to the data flow, display the data flow, and select up and down. Here you can see how the data will be flow into the demand planning, like in the BW or cube. Like for example, sales orders and sales history we are getting from R3. So we will take as a source system is R3. From R3 to it will come to the PSA into the APO. PSA like nothing but like a data source. So it will come to the data source first. So field by field we will map it. Like a 9 AM here we will put a 9 AM like that we will put the field by field we will map it. Then it will come to the info source by update rules. So this is the transfer rules. And how to data transfer here, we will put a transfer rules. And from info source to finally it will come to the info queue. So that is nothing but like a updating by the update rules. Actually this is the BA 3.5, but now in the 7 there is no update rules and transfer rules. Total this is we can call as a transformation. So that is the difference in the BA for 3.5 and 7 versions.
We don't write any of these transformation and update rules.
Yeah, normally like this is like a mapping from source to target, how it should be, what the fields we need to map. So everything we can see into the like update rules and transfer rules. Like here, like it is mapping from the source to target, the field by field, and like key figure by key figure like that. This is the transfer rule, and this is the update rules. This is in the 3.5. These are the rules are there, so based on the rules they will map it, total data. And this is the data will be loaded here. Like here we have the selection, like what is the data I want to extract it. So for example in R3 might be 10 plants are there, but for APO we are using only 2 plants. So I can give only 2 plants, so that it will extract the data from R3 only for plant 2500 and plant 2400. Like that here we can add the characteristics. Whatever the characteristic value you want to get it from R3 to APO. If you want to add extra here, you can go to this plus option. Like that, I want to get the data from particular sales organization, particular division, Like that everything we can filter it here. And once we are running this one, we will get the data into the cubes. Like this is the cube. Go to the manage. Here you can see the data. This is the info cube, and here the data will be coming to the like a request ID. If you want to see the data into the cube, like select here, go to the content. Like by using the total structure, finally we will store the data into the info cube, and from info cube to we will extract the data into the planning area. From R3 to it will come to the info cube, and info cube to demand planning area. I will show you how it will come to the planning area also. So in the cube, I want to check the data. Select the cube and go to the content. And what are the fields you want for output? I want the fields output for the customer and product. And calendar month and all the key figures, and execute. And if you know any product, you can view the product, or just you can execute the data. So whatever the data you want to see the cube, you can view the selections. Like for example, you want to see the particular product, you can view the product number. You can view the particular customer, you can view the customer number. So this customer, this product combination 2003 month 10, it is having the order data like this much and the invoice data this much. Like that we can see the values in the cube. So like yes. So this cube data we have to get into the interactive planning. Like how we are getting the data into interactive planning. Go to the demand planning, go to the environment and data admin, and here we have the load data from the info cube /step APO TS cube. Here we will give the cube name, like the cube name is the sales. So sales and version, the cube version, for example 000, and I want to extract to GAPO1. Our version is 000, and I want to load the data for last 6 months data. Like that we can give the date time. And in the selection condition, we can select the characteristics. Like for example, you want to load only for few products, you can give, or if you want for everything, you can select everything. And grouping condition, like whatever the conditions, like only product location combination I want, or only customer combination or division, like that we can take the condition. And here key figure mapping, like the data is stored into the cube with like a sales invoice data. For example, this is the sales invoice data, or this is the sales invoice data. So here the sales invoice data key figure we will select sales quantity, sales value. So this is the source is the info cube. So target is the planning area. So here you can give the, like normally the cube is not belongs to this one, so it is not taking, or normally here we have to give the history key figure, so that whatever the data is there here, like month 2003-10, like month 2003 this much is there, so that will be uploaded by running this program. By executing this one, it will load the data into the planning area. Like normally what we are doing, history we are giving the manually. So by set up this one, like by saving this variant and running by background, automatically, like if you run daily it will upload the data into the planning area from the cube. And daily we will run the cube so that it will get the data from the R3 system. So this is the program name, RTS input underscore cube. So we can save as a variant, and by running this program like SE36, and you can create a job. So based on this BA.
Initially we created some data directly in the planning area, right? Like all the products and all that we directly created in the planning area.
Actually,
is that right?
Actually, that master data updates also we will create a separate. This is like a transaction data. The same thing like we can run the master data process chains also to upload the master data.
Okay.
So like first based on the update rules and transformation like a data source and source system, the data will come to the finally into the cube, and by using this program from cube to planning area we will extract the data.
Okay.
So normally daily we will load the data like a sales order data and the sales invoice data, nothing but like a history. These two we used to get from the author system daily. And normally daily we will load the data last 2 months and future 2 months. Like here we will put as a past 2 months and future 2 months data. Like it might be if any changes also happen, it will be updated the changes also.
So we won't load the whole data, we just load 2 months.
Yeah, it means like a like normally we need 6 months, sorry, 2 years of data. So already the data is there in the planning area. Like for example, like initial time we are running like first beginning of the project we used to take the 24 months data. So after that every day we are loading the 2 months past and 2 months future. So the data is adding.
Yeah.
So at any point of time you will have the 24 months history data in the info cubes and planning area. And I have given one step-by-step document to create a backup cube. Like once planning is over, like we will take as a total data into the backup. So if any point of time, if anything disturb into the interactive planning the data, so again we can get the data from backup cube to planning area. Same with the same rules, with the same one. Like here we will take the backup cube name and planning area we will take, and we will give the date, and we will give the what is the key figures you want to load it. Okay, this is about the like just data loading. And another one is the process chain, that is the RSPC transaction code, RSPC, and another transaction code RRMX. This is for the BEX reports. Okay, RRMX. And RSPC is the process chain. Only these three are the like normally we used to use only these three codes in the BW part. So RSA1, like everything we can see in one area, and RSPC for process chain, and RRMX for the reporting purpose. Like if you open the RRMX, it will open the Excel sheet. I don't know here it is configured or not. Otherwise, it will open an Excel sheet. Yeah, it is opening. Let it open. In the meantime, we will go to the RSPC. /n RSPC. This is the process chain. Do you know how to monitor the process chain?
No, Kalyan.
Okay. So normally in the demand planning, our job, like important job, is the monitoring of the jobs and process chains also, and we need to correct if anything having any problems. So these are the existing process chains in the system, like whatever the here you are seeing. So these are the existing process chains in the system. you want to create a new process chain, go to the change mode and go to the creation. I will create a new process chain ZAPO1. Yes, ZAPO1. Yes, I will create it. ZAPO1 underscore yes. Yes underscore start I will.
Like what exactly do we use process chains for?
Yeah, actually process chains like what are the jobs we are running differently. So like we are here making as a one chain. Like after the job, this will be start. After this job, next job will be start. Say for example, first we will load the data into the info cube. That is one step. From info cube to planning area, we will load. That is another step. And based on the info cube data, we will create the characteristic value combination. That is one step. And we will run the consistency check. That is one step. And then we will run the macros. That is another step. And if you want to run the statistical forecast, you can run. And if you want to trigger the elect, you can trigger. Like that, step by step, we will define everything. So if we trigger the process chain, like one by one, all the jobs will be completed. And compared to the background jobs, the performance is more in the process chains. Like for example, if you run all these jobs in the background, like normal background job process, if it is taking 1 hour, if you run by process chain, it will take only half an hour. Like a total process we are defining under the chain, and it will run by the process chain. Anyway, once we are creating the process chain, you can understand that. So first I am creating the start step. How the process chain should be started. So here, like a same thing, we will get an option like a background jobs. How we are getting. So for example, I want to run daily. So I will give a daily sometime, and periodically like a daily, save it, and periodic and save it. So the start step I have given, this job I want to run daily. So this process chain I want to run daily. So this is the start step. Then go to this button like the process types. Here you can see all like a defined steps. Say for example, I want to create a demand planning process chain. I can go here. So here you can see all the steps. Like for example, I want to create a CVC. Like daily we will create a CVC. So just drag and drop this up here. And I want to load the data from the info cube, like whatever we did now. So that we can drag and drop here, and we can create a steps. Like that we can do it. So I will add some steps. First like a time series I am adding as a step. Just drag and drop here. So here I will create a step like a ZAPO1 S underscore time series. I will create it. ZAPO1 underscore S underscore time series. I will create this one. So here already time series we have created the variant. Otherwise we can create a variant also. Like a time series, we have created a variant to rolling the past 24 months and future 24 months. We have created the variant earlier. Did you remember in the program slash APO TS PA area and initialize? This is the program. So
For rolling the dates.
yes. So if you have that variant, you can select it, or you can create the variant also. Like if you want, you can create a one variant also. Like we have already created the variant, so I am not creating again. So I have selected the existing variant and save it. Now first step is the initializing the planning area, and just drag and drop the link, like just you can put like a link, so that, and refresh. So first the process chain will start daily at 21 system time, 21 hours, 9 o'clock system time evening. So first step will run the initializing the planning area. Next I want to do the consistency check. So drag and drop this consistency check. The APO1, just here we are giving the name consistency check. Create the APO1 consistency check. So here also, if you have the variant, you can get it from the selection. Now we don't have the variant. Yeah, we have the variant for GAPO1 consistency check. So I will select the existing variant and I will save it. If you don't have, we can create a consistency check variant. Continue. So second step, the consistency check. So I can again give the connection. Then it will ask you, if first step is completed, then only you want to go for the next step. Or if first step is failed, also still you want to go, like that. How is the condition? So if first step successfully completed, then only I want to go for the next step. So like that, here we are defining all the process, like whatever you want to run daily, you can make it as a step. Like normally what we used to do, first we will give the loading the sales history and sales invoice data, first step. Then we are creating the CVCs. The load data we can select from here. Like this is the load data selection. Like execute the info packages so that it will load the data, and then execute that one. Then once the data is ready in the info cubes, then we will add this step so that it will create the new CVCs. Once new CVC is created, what we have to do, we need to create the time series. Time series anyway we can run monthly one, so no need this one add to this one, and we need to run the consistency check. So once consistency check is over, then what we can do, we will load the data from info cube to planning area. Then if you want to run any macros, we can run like that. Everything we will set up as the steps. And now I want to run the macros, so drag and drop the background process. Like a background process, we have created the jobs already, so we will select the jobs, like a statistical forecast, total forecast. Like first I will run the statistical forecast. So that is added.
We can probably add the whole thing directly maybe after start.
Yeah. Otherwise, just I will remove this one first. Yeah. So now I will copy this one. I will give a link. And refresh. So then we are adding the statistical forecast. And now, like that, if you want to add the proportional factors, you can add the proportional factors. Like that, what are the steps you want to add in the process chain, we can add here. And other than these steps, like we can still use these options also. Like go to the general services, like we can put and or condition. Like if you view the parallel steps, like step 1, step 2, like that we can run parallelly, and you can put end condition. Like if both are completed, then go to the another step. So like that we can put the end condition. And we can use the above programs, and we can use the remote process chains. Like we can create a meta process chain. Like in one process chain, we can add the different process chains. Like that, if you drag and drop, and you can add the any other process chains also. So like that, we can get the different process chains also here. Like that, we can add the different process chain and execute the info package. Like that, whatever the activities you want to do, everything is predefined here. Just we need to select, drag and drop here, and we need to run. Like everything, whatever you want, you can take from here. So like that, we are defining the process chains. So once we are defining, then we need to activate and we need to schedule the job. Priority, you can give any priority, it's not a problem. Now again come to the RSPC and go to here. It will appear your process chain. This is the process chain we have created. So now I will go to the process chain and I will go to the variant and I will change now I want to run immediately. So I will select the immediate option and save it, come back and execute. So now the process chain will start, and to monitor the process chain, we need to select this option like a lock and select today. Like for example, you want to monitor last week process chain, you can select the last week. Month, you can take the month, last month. Free date, you can give from and to date, like that. Just that is the selection of the date range. Now we can see just within the 1 minute only the process chain is completed. Now everything is green, so it is completed within the minute. If you run all this in the background as a jobs individually, it will take 2-3 minutes. If you right click and you can see the display messages, is it successfully completed or not, the job is finished. Like that, everywhere we can see the messages. Like for example, statistical forecast is there. I can go to the display messages and go to the batch monitor. So it will show the spool also, like how we are seeing the spool in the demand planning jobs. Like that we can see. So this is run the statistical forecast L1 P1 L1 P2, like that. Everything successfully saved. See, within the minute only it is completed now. So that is the advantage of the process chain. Like that, whatever you want to run the jobs, you can make it as like a process chain, and you can run so that the performance also good, and no need to like group so many jobs. Like just like you can make it as a chain, so that everything will be run in one shot. And if it is failed, for example, if any reason if it is failed, so what we have to do, if you right click that one, like we can go to the messages and we can see why it is failed. Like it will give the error message, so because of this reason it is got failed. Then we need to correct that issue. For example, somebody locked the planning area, so since planning area is locked, this is cancelled. So we have to ask the user to unlock the planning area, and then we will again run the process chain. How we can run? For example, this is cancelled at this stop. Then if you right click, you will get an option like a repeat. So if we select that repeat option, it will start from here. Again, no need to run everything. Like in the process chain, we have the 10 steps. Fifth step got failed, so we can recover from the fifth step only. No need to run from the beginning of the process chain again. So if you right click, you will get an option like a repeat or repair. So if you select, automatically that will be start again. But we should first clear the issue, then only we have to run that one. Like that in the system, we have the different process chains are there. Like this is another process chain, time series, like consistency check, and macros, like a statistical forecast and macros. Like that we have the different process chains in the system. So just if you want, you can look into these process chains also. Same thing, this is also forecast, all those things. And you can try to create your own process chains also, at least one or two. And this is the important task, and you can give a try. And if you're not able to do, we will continue tomorrow also, no problem.
And for monitoring also we use the same screen?
Yes, monitoring also same screen. Like for example, if I want to monitor this process chain, just double click this process chain and go to the log. Yeah, so now there is no log here because we have selected the date yesterday and today only. So go to the log view and you can take the free date. I think I have ran like for example 1 month back. So I will give as a 1 month date range. So here you can give the date range, like in SM37, how we are giving the date range, like that we can give, so that it will show like a 22nd 11th it's ran last time, and 30th today it is not ran, like 27th is ran last time. Like that we can see history. Like that we can monitor. Like if it is red, it is failed. If it is yellow, it is running. If it is green, it is completed.